Hi, I'm Chuck, KK6USY. Welcome to Ham Radio Adventures. Today's video is going to be more on the adventure side than the radio side. I just did a video not too long ago for BougeRV on an inverter. I'll link that up in the corner. I think it's this corner. They were happy with that, and they asked me if I wanted to evaluate another one of their products, and this one is a water heater, a portable water heater. It's pretty cool. I think you guys are going to like it. First of all, I'd like to thank BougeRV for sending me this product to evaluate and test for you guys. As usual, they have no input in my video, and all the opinions are my own. They're not going to see the video before I post it, and that's the way I roll. Everything, like I said, is my opinions. So let's take a look at this. I think you guys are going to like this. All right, first of all, let's take a look at the unit itself. It has operating instructions up here on top, two nice carry handles. I don't have anything hooked up to it, so it's just showing out. Looks like what I would assume outside temperature, but that's usually your ingoing water temperature and then your outgoing water temperature. This is your dial for heat, how much heat you want. All the way to the right is higher. I'm just going to leave it kind of in the middle for now. This is your on-off button. This is your pump button. Now you can turn this pump off and use just regular water without the heater, which is kind of a nice function. I don't think the other ones that I've owned in the past had done that before. Okay, right here is where you hook the pump up for the power for that. I'm just going to leave that. You have a fuse in here. Over here is your charge port, your DC in. This is your in water, the water coming from your water source, and this is your out. This is where your shower head will go to. Everything's labeled nicely. Now you have this is your technical information on the side here. I'll probably show you something like that later. It says this is hot, this is the exhaust, where the exhaust comes out. Here's the back. This is where your propane will hook up. We'll show that later. Tips and everything on top here. So instructions. Down here, this is where the battery is enclosed. You can take a screw out and take it out. It is a replaceable battery, which is a cool thing. That is something that's really cool about this. It has its own onboard battery, so you no extra stuff that you have to have. And then on this side, it gives you all your specifications and things to avoid doing. Let me get the other parts out for you and show you what came in the box. Okay, so it did come with this user manual, and to tell you the truth, I haven't really even looked through it yet. I think this thing is easy enough for most to, I will read it because there are some things in here it does probably that I don't know, but for getting it to use, I think I can pretty much use it without looking at that. Now, on the left here, well, let's just do it at the top here. As you can see, this is your hot water out. This is your water in with the pump. The pump has a nice little screen on it there. This is to hook to the handle and to hold the head. You get you get a few extra washers. This is your propane regulator that hooks to the back. This is your spray head, which has a lot of little functions on it, and I will show you that later. This is for your 12 volt from your car, and you can plug this in so you can run it off your car battery. And this is to charge the onboard battery from 110. Basically all the parts. So pretty easy to store. And I will say that if you are in a cold climate and you need to store it when you're done with this, you probably want to take and make sure all the water's out of it so it doesn't freeze and hurt something. Okay? Now the only thing you're going to have besides this is a propane bottle. This is a 1 pound propane bottle. And the only other thing you're going to have to add is water. Okay? So let's hook this thing up and see how it works. Now, there is a on and off button at the bottom. That would have probably been nice if they could have moved that to somewhere where it's easier to get to. But I forgot to tell you guys that earlier. And I'd already had it turned on. Okay, so first, let's take this. This is your regulator for your propane. That goes on the back, and that just screws on like this. Careful not to cross thread anything. It actually goes on really, really easy, and you're going to want that straight up and down. Okay, that was really easy. A lot of times those are hard to do. So let's turn it around the front. We're not going to put the propane on it yet. I told you guys this goes on one of these bars, and this is for this, so you can have it on there and not have to hold it while you're washing. You can do either. I think it's pretty easy. So that just goes on like that. This screws back in. And then what that does is clamps down as we get it tighter. I'm going to try and put it as high as I can there. Okay. And then this will just click in like that. Now, what is really nice about this is everything's color coded. You can see you have blue and red at the bottom there. You pull the cover off here, and that will keep it from getting, dirt and debris inside. And basically, you just take this, push it on, pull it, make sure it's tight, and you're done. Super, super easy. Now, the pump side, same thing. All right, you take this out. You're gonna push it in, test it, and then this goes into the power right here. So now we have power to the pump. Let's just see what happens when we turn it on now. See, the pump is not on yet. I think. That turned it on. You have to hold it and turn it on. And right now, it's just, there's no heat. We'll show you that later, but it will show you heat. Let me pull this thing down and get a little better view for you guys. Sorry about this. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off for now. So we have everything hooked up. Like I said, you have a fuse there, your hot water heater. This is how hot you want your water. And then down here is your charge. Now I'll show you this I did a little video when I charged the battery on this. Like I said before, this you can use your car, or you can probably use a solar generator also, should actually power this also if your battery happens to die. But if you have a solar generator, you can use the inverter part of it to charge it, so that's not a problem. All right, I just wanted to show you a little bit of the website. And it's currently $10 off. Now, there will be a link in the description, and by using the link, you do help the channel, so I do appreciate that. Now, here's the battery. It's a pretty common battery. I mean, if it goes bad, you can change it, and that is in that back corner. There's a screw down here, if you can see my cursor, that takes that off and that pops out. It's just showing you different ways to power it. You can use your car, the battery, the power station, or an AC outlet. Okay, and they're using the power station with the 110. I'm just going to go find the specs. The key features: portable hot water heater for camping with built-in 2,500 milliamp hour rechargeable battery. It's a lithium ion, so those are pretty common. If you do need to replace it, I'm sure Bouge actually will sell one too also. When and if the water temperature reaches 122 degrees Fahrenheit, it will automatically cut off. The product dimensions are 15 3/4 inches by 6.7 inches by 14 and almost like 14 and a half. It's a little over 14 and a half inches. It weighs 13.2 pounds. It's for outdoor use only. Okay. The max flow rate is 3 liters per minute. It will reach a maximum of 122 degrees, but it will shut off if it does that. And a 20,500 British thermal units, BTUs. Let me get some water, hook this to propane, and see how she works. All right, so we're gonna drop this into a bucket of water to the bottom of the bucket there. We're gonna turn this on. Like I said, I really haven't read the instructions. Don't do as I do. That's showing 59 degrees. I'm gonna turn the pump on. I'm gonna hold this down to turn the pump on. The pump turned on. It's priming. There we go. Now you have, this is one of the sprays. That's another spray. I don't know if you guys can see the difference. I'll try to show you a difference. There's the hard spray. That's the big spray. Actually, this is the both sprays together. So it's showing 63 degrees. So now I'm going to turn this off. Now there is a way to regulate this, and that's by turning this. So that will, if you want to save water, see how the stream went down. Hopefully you can see that. I'll show it to you later at a different view. Okay, so I'm going to turn the water off. Pump went off. Now we're going to see how to hook this thing up and get some heat. Now it's supposed to ignite automatically, so I think I'm in the mode with no heat. Okay, so it heated, it just lit, and I'm just going right back in. It's showing 72 degrees. The water's getting warm. So you need to heat it first. Now we're at 91 degrees, and it is getting warmer. You see a little smoke off this. It's probably burning manufactured stuff that's on this. Probably needs to, I would definitely make sure you use this outside. So now we're at 86 degrees. I'm going to turn it off. Turn it back on. It is relit like it's supposed to. Now we'll just slowly turn this up a little bit and see if we get a little warmer. I don't want to go all the way. There's all the way, and I'll come back a little. It says 95 degrees, and then yeah, it's 100 degrees. It is different, and as you notice, the water in the bucket, now that's a way to get by with using this inside. You're not supposed to do it inside because of carbon monoxide. But if you take this and just heat your water first, then you can take this inside and use it, the heated water. And as you watch, the water's going up to 70 degrees now. Turn it off. Now it turns off. You can see it steaming. It's a little moist out. It's early in the morning here. So that works really well. Let's just try it again. It lit already. This works really well. And you can see the water in the bucket already is 70 degrees now. 72 it says now. Okay, we're going to turn that off. You guys saw the water going. Now right now it shows 100 degrees out and 72 in. We're going to turn it on. You can feel the heat in this handle because it goes through there. So I'm going to turn it on. It lit. And it's showing 106. Now down to 100 because it flowed. The water will probably heats up a little bit in the chamber there, and then it'll regulate. So we're set about 95, and as you can see, the 73 is going up. That started at like 68. Now it's heating up again. 108, 109. Now let's just turn it down. It'll take it a minute to regulate. Now we're at 95. Okay, now we're going to turn it off. It shut down. You can see kind of steam when it shuts down. I'm going to show you guys without trying to get everything wet, especially my camera. All right, I wanted to show this to you again. Now to turn this on and off, you just push this like this. It's lit. And then I wanted to show you these. Down is, you guys can see that, is one pattern. This pattern is both patterns together. And then that's your more straight stream, but still pretty good pressure. I mean, look at that. And then, like I said, this one's the middle one. This is a little bit of both. That water is pretty warm. It says 122 right now. It's going down because it was, there we go. 117, 115. Pretty warm, a little warm. I mean, we're 111. That might be a good shower. Doesn't feel too bad. Okay, now to regulate this, you can see the stream. You just turn this, and that will, now you will use less water that way. And it'll probably make the temperature go up a little bit, so you may want to watch your temperature. But let's just do this. We'll let it run. This is the most flow you can do at one time, and it's through a coat, E6 coat, because it got too warm. So we'll turn it off. Then we'll turn it back on. Okay, it's lit again, so it should bring the temperature down now. So that's the one thing you're going to have to watch. If you're not using it, you might want to turn the temperature down. If you do get stuff in here, the screen on the water pump comes off, and then also this comes off. This one here comes off also, and you can clean that out if you get debris inside. Hopefully you won't, but I mean, you can service it. All right, I figured it out. I wasn't holding it long enough. You can actually hear the pump turn on and off, and if you hold it long enough, it will work without the flame. So right now we're just pumping water. So I'm gonna hit this one more time. The pump is off. So right now, hopefully you can see that it's water and flame. So if I turn this on, it lights, okay? I'm gonna turn it off. Now I'm gonna hold this down, and what you're gonna listen for is the pump's gonna go off. So it just went off, and I'm gonna hold it down until it comes back on. I may actually have to start it again. Let's see if it works. And it is working. I got so much noise, they're doing something over at the school, so I can't really hear, but you just have to hold it down longer, and if it's quiet enough, you can hear that go off. So right now we're just pumping 68 degree, it says 72, but now if you did want to use this in a place where, inside a building or something, you could heat all the water up outside in the bucket up to the temperature you want. Turn the flame part off and then take it inside if you have a place that, let's say you want to do it in a shower in a cabin or something. Just be careful. Now I will say, like anything else that uses propane, if you're putting a propane bottle on, always check it for leaks. There's different ways to do that. A lot of times you can just smell it if it's leaking, or you can use soapy water. Okay, just be safe. Okay, so I've turned everything off. All the power off the bottom is turned off. Remember, the switch on the bottom is off. Everything on here is off. So I'm going to unhook everything. I'm going to show you how to drain this thing. I haven't tried this yet, so hopefully it works. Okay, let me lower it just a little bit so you get a little better picture down there. So what you're going to do is you're going to unplug the power, and to get these off, you kind of push in a little bit and pull it back, and that pops right off. I'll show you again. I'm going to push in just a little, pull that back, and it pops off. Okay. I didn't disconnect the propane, but probably by this time you would have already had it disconnected. So now all you do is take this, and supposedly you just pour it over like this, and everything drains out until it's empty. Now the hot side is the one that's doing most of the draining. If you guys can see that, it's still coming out. And they say just to do this until everything comes out. I mean, if there's a couple drops left, I'm sure it's fine. But like now it's stopped, and now it's safe to store. Now this was a pretty cool product, and I've had stuff like this in the past. The ones I've had might have been like the Volkswagen Bug of water heaters. This thing's definitely like the Ferrari. It just looks very well built, very elegant. I mean, it's just for something like this to take camping. I do like that you can turn it on and off with the heater or without the heater. That's kind of a cool thing. Probably gonna take this out on my next adventure when I take my 4Runner out and I'm just basically dry camping. I will say that you guys need to, if you're gonna put this into a water bottle, make sure the water bottle, the new ones, the water jugs have bigger intakes. I did find this did not fit some of my older stuff. That's why I used the 5-gallon bucket or 3-gallon bucket or whatever it was. So if you did like the video and it was helpful, please hit the like. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell, hit all. That way you get all my future videos if you like content like this. I'm Chuck, KK6USY. Thank you for spending your time with me today. I know your time is valuable. 73 all, and hope to catch you guys on the airways.